I've been getting a lot of questions saying that it shouldn't be Johnny X, it should be Johnny T for turbo. I've been resistant, I'm going to continue to resist because Johnny X is more than just a turbo. Let's find out what that's all about today. That's right. A lot of you are already onto this. You've been asking in the comments. You've said, you showed this bigger hydraulic pump back in the spring, didn't I? Yeah, and we went and visited Kevin all the way in Arkansas.
Yep.
And played with this larger hydraulic pump. Now, what we saw at the time, that was the biggest one you had, Kevin, right? It was 9.5 gallons per minute total.
Yep.
Resulted in somewhere around 7.5 for the.
Yeah, what I tell people is depending on how you tune it, you can get 7.5 to 8. 7.5 very easily, 8, if you're aggressive.
That all sounds great, but that's not enough for Johnny X.
Right.
No, I mean, we've got to do Johnny X extreme. That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
So, this better?
That's better.
What do we got?
So this is potentially the next version of, or next product for HydrosPlus, jumping up from 9.5 to about 11 gallons per minute.
Okay. Wow. 11 total.
Right.
Wow.
Now that said, I would say the average person on a stock tractor does not, 9.5 is amazing. And look at the, look at the comments, look at the reviews. Nobody is dissatisfied. But if you want to do a little bit more with what we might do with Johnny X, maybe something in the future with larger cylinders, this could be called for.
Yeah, I think that's part of the point here. From what I experienced on the first round, I don't know that we need this extra pump. But hey, it's Johnny X.
Right, I mean, we've got to tax the turbo just a bit.
So we'll have to see how this goes. We've got two components. We've got a larger pump, okay, and then this is the flow divider.
That's right.
And we've already got a flow divider on the machine, but it can't be controlled, right? It can't be adjusted. And this one allows us to adjust. So we're going to put this essentially behind that flow divider.
That's right.
And a portion of the flow goes to the existing flow divider, and then a portion goes directly to the implement.
Right. We basically give you full control to determine, where you want your flow to go.
Okay. Why didn't we just either replace the original or upgrade the original to make it adjustable?
Yeah, a couple of reasons. One, definitely looked at that, but the PTO switch is integrated into that flow divider, so it had to stay. So one reason we kept it. The other reason is, and depending on your RPMs and other things, if you try to change the proportions in which the flow goes to the steering and to the rear, you may not get the experience you want. So at idle, you might not be able to steer very well if you had proportions that are like 80-20. So being able to say, look, give the steering what it wants, nothing more. The rest goes to the important part, which is the implements. Okay. That's the way to go.
And it's not that big. Let's see where they actually mount on the tractor now. Let's get a lay of the land here on the existing system before we start replacing anything. This is the hydraulic pump right here that we're going to be replacing. This is the input side right here. So we're sucking oil up out of the reservoir into the pump here. And then on this side is the output. This goes to that existing flow divider, which we'll show you in a minute. But we're going to replace this line because we're adding a different flow divider, and so that the routing of that needs to be different. So this line will be replaced. This line will stay the same. The new pump that we're putting on is longer because it just has to be longer, about 3/4 of an inch longer in our case. For the 9.5 gallon per minute pump, it's a little less than that. We'll have to space out the PTO shaft cover here, the shield, but we'll get it put back on as well. But I just wanted to give you a look overall at how it looks now, and then we'll get started replacing it. This is the existing flow divider on the 1 Series. So this is the inlet line right here that we've already taken off. We're going to reposition that a little bit when we put the other flow divider on. We're also going to take off this valve right here. This is the flow divider portion. We're going to remove that and plug it. I didn't understand this the first time that I saw the HydrosPlus system, and that's one reason I kind of enjoy going through the installation here a little bit. This gets plugged so that this flow divider is no longer dividing flow. Everything that goes into this flow divider is going to go to the steering, okay? So the new flow divider that we're putting in that we can control at a much more detailed level, the output of it goes either to this flow divider, which goes 100% to steering when we're done, or to the implement. Now, what we see over here is the Pto Control, and this is a little bit of a pressure valve or pressure switch of sorts. I don't know, I'm not trying to be over technical here, but it's what allows the electrical actuation of the PTO, so the little toggle switch that we have. That's why we have to keep this flow divider in place, or at least it was the simplest way to handle this. There's many ways to skin a cat, but by adding this other flow divider, we leave enough of the existing tractor in place that it's a lot easier to install and it's just a lot less complex. If we ever need to remove this, you know, this is easy to undo. So that's what we're going to get started on now is removing this and plugging it.
I hope Bullseye doesn't hear you're going to skin a cat.
So this is where this thing is going to go, right, Kevin?
That's right.
But we don't have any holes to mount it in. So I guess we're trying to position it at this point?
Yeah, we want to make sure that we have clearance. As you can see, this not all tractors have this, but if you have this, it's for the for lifting.
This is a mid-mount mower lift, yeah,
right.
And it's
the
done off the
mechanical
rock
version.
Yeah,
right.
This is what they call a mechanical lift. That might be interesting to some of you folks. If you get the mechanical lift, this is how it lifts off the rock shaft. If you have the hydraulic lift, you won't have this, either of the hydraulic lift approaches. But this is the standard, and by the way, the one I recommend. I don't see any reason to go with anything fancier. But so your line here, this is the output line to the steering.
That's right.
To the existing flow divider. We need to make sure we have clearance. And so you said lift the 3-point all the way up.
That's right. That'll be the highest point in which that mechanical lift will be.
Yep.
So if you have clearance at that with the 3-point all the way up, then you have clearance in every position.
So then we're trying to mark where we want this thing?
That's right.
Okay.
We'll make a mark, drill a couple holes, and tap them.
Sounds good. Let's see it happen.
All right.
Well, that's a nifty approach. So you put that tape behind there, and then now you don't really, your center punch doesn't have to really make a mark through the steel. You can just mark in the tape, and you'll be able to see it.
Yep, that's right.
So all you have to do is scratch the tape. That's easier. You do the top and the bottom holes, and that's because we have the backhoe subframe.
That's right. So if you don't,
we would use the middle and the bottom?
You could do the middle and the bottom or middle and the top, just because
Okay.
the frame gets narrower without the subframe.
Okay.
We'll take this off. See where our marks are.
Yeah, I really like the positioning of this. It seems factory. It's not sticking out like I was afraid that it might be.
Right.
So, you know, some people have been a little nervous about having this extra flow divider on there, and I just don't see that as a problem. And with those hard lines that you've included here, this is it's a very neat and tidy looking fit.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time putting it specifically on the left side of the tractor. So if you're familiar with Power Beyond and the additional things that typically go on, whether it's the third SCV or whatever, that's all on the right side of the tractor, which leaves the left side, you know, specific for this install. And so no matter what you add later, we know that it's really kind of on the opposite side of the tractor. And I think John Deere did that a lot because of this, the mower mount, you know, and that's something that we had to work around, but we've got it really as tight as you can have it. You know, I've had questions around, you know, tire chains and things, and you have, you know, 2 and 3 inches. You know, certainly there it takes up some space here, but it by design is very tight, and specifically on the left side of the tractor.
Yeah. Now right here is where we adjust the flow, right? And so what we're going to do is just make sure that we have plenty going to the steering, and then we'll get the rest of it.
Right.
This is not an install video. Yeah, we're showing you kind of where the components are. Kevin's got I would say, exhaustive install video on his channel. I think he may try to make a shorter one, but he did it in real time and showed step by step in real time how he did this install, and so I don't think there was any use of us repeating that, but we just wanted to kind of show an overview of where all the components are. I think now we need to actually test this flow and see if we can get it adjusted the way we wanted. Before that, I suspect we'll get the seat back on.
Yep.
Okay guys, it's the moment of truth. We've got the tractor warmed up here. We've done the adjustment down here so that it steers nicely, right? So not really anything numerical on that or mathematical. We
By
just
feel.
Yeah, and so now we're going to see with this flow meter right here, see what kind of flow we have. We're hooked into the Power Beyond. At idle, what do we have here, Kevin?
Almost 4.
Okay. So this is essentially the implement portion of the flow.
Yeah, 4.
Full throttle now. Looks like about 9 1/4.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have the Summit kit plugged in right now. So we'll try it with the Summit kit as the next step. Understand, this Summit EVK kit was not designed for this type of flow. So, you know, it's just an interesting test. Some questions as to whether these elbows are big enough here. So we're going to give it a test. Are we seeing any difference now?
It's a little lower. It was closer to 4 earlier. Now it's about 3.5.
Okay.
At idle.
Shouldn't be any difference at idle, so I'm not sure I understand that.
Yeah. A little less.
Yeah, we're seeing 9 gallons a minute, 9 even, instead of 9 1/4. Very little. You know, one thing I really want to know, since what I'm wanting to do is to use the limb saw, right? That's the #1 feature that I want. So I want to test this third function.
Yep.
And at idle, it looks like we are just over 3, right?
Right.
Which is like full throttle normally. Go ahead and rev it up. Eight and a half,
a little bit more.
You like that? You like that whine?
Sounds like there's an 18-wheeler off to the side if you're not looking.
Sounds sweet. It sounds sweet. Hey, so we've got 8.5 here at the front. That's going to be plenty to run the limb saw. So, Johnny X, are you beginning to kind of see where this is going? It's not just a turbo.
Right.
It is turbo. We're quite proud of the turbo. And thanks to Area Diesel for that. You can get your own HydrosPlus kit. Maybe not this one. This one's kind of reserved for Johnny X, at least at the moment.
At the moment, for sure.
And we'll see how it runs here. And Kevin likes to push the envelope. I get that.
Yeah.
So, but you can get a 9.5 gallon per minute version. This one's about an 11 total, time you count the steering. HydrosPlus.com. Use coupon code TTWT. You get a 5% discount. It's worked well on your machine.
Yep.
You've got a lot of customers now. So it's got another 6 or 8 months of practical real world use now from a lot of people since we first showed it. We were a little nervous about it at that point, and it worked well for us. So now we've got it on Johnny X. We'll be able to stress it a little harder.
Yeah.
So
see what we can do.
Hey, thanks for coming up, Kevin. And thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
What do you think of those Nip-X pliers there, Kevin?
These are amazing. I don't know how I've made it this far in life without them. So lightweight, yet so much grip. I feel like I could just turn anything.
Yeah, you're full of hot air.
What? Just trying to tell you how I feel.